So hi guys, in this video we are talking about uh, introduction of physics and brief history and measurement and units. So introduction of physics. So physics is one of the fundamental of the sciences. Physics is based on experimental observation and quantitative measurements. So the main objectives of physics are to identify a limited number of fundamental laws that govern natural phenomena and use them to develop theories that can predict the result of future experiment. So the fundamental law used in developing theories are expressed in the language of mathematics, the tool that provides a bridge between theory and experiment. So from the law and theory of physics, we can express or we can comprehend by the equation of mathematics. So when we say phenomena or it is a activity or natural activity that one most of the scientists or physicists ilan gigamit for deep understanding para magamit pud for the uh, mga application. So brief history. So when there is a discrepancy between no. So theory does not mean it's just a random thought or an unproven concept. Rather, a theory is an explanation of natural uh, phenomena based on observation and accepted fundamental principles. So, dili, kung mag-create ta og kanang law or a theory, so dili madali-dali no nga ma-publish into public. So, daghang pang magian or process, either experimental or i-judge pa ni or para ma-accepted by the public. So, for the brief history, so when there is a discrepancy between the prediction of a theory and experimental result, new or modified theory must be formulated to remove discrepancy. Many times, a theory might be satisfactory without such limitation. So, one of the uh, theory nga na create with na without limitation is uh, was discovered by Isaac Newton, who discovered the law of motion and law of gravitation. So kaning nga law is general gini siya, walay limitation. So the law of motion describe the motion of object at normal speed but do not apply the object moving speed comparable to the speed of light. So when we say speed of light dire, so kuha na siya under na sa topic sa modern physics. So for the uh, Isaac Newton was has a big contributor for the classical physics. And Isaac Newton was also originated for the kanang calculus, which is kanang dakog impact pud sa ato ang engineering application, no. So tanang knowledge nato nga gigamit nato for the engineering application kay ka gikan na kang Isaac Newton. The body of knowledge for the engineering application is gikan kang Isaac Newton. Iyahang mga law and theories. So Isaac Newton has a big contributor po sa classical physics. So classical physics includes the principle of classical mechanics, thermodynamics, optics, and electromagnetism developed before 19,000. So kanita ng topic nga akong gi-mention is ma-discuss na to later on. So naghisgot naman ta og modern physics. So ato introduce si Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein was discover yang most popular nga theory, which is the special theory of relativity. And and siya pod ang dako pod o big contributor pod sa modern physics. Nganong na-establish pod ang modern physics. So, a major revolution in physics, usually referred to a modern physics, began near of the 19th century. Modern physics is developed mainly because many physical phenomena could not be explained by classical physics. So, mao na create ang modern physics. So, daghan pang dili ma-explain sa classical physics, mao na establish pod ang modern physics. Tungod pod ni Albert Einstein. So, next, measurements and units. Standard of length, mass, and time. So, to describe the natural phenomena, we must take measurements of various aspects of nature. Each measurement is associated with a physical quantity such as the length of the object. So, in terms of experiment required measurements, no? And in and in terms of engineering application pod, so or engineering design, so to succeed our design, so uh, we must accurate to make accurate our measurements for the dimension or related by the structure or kanang mechanism. Okay, so we use a number for the measurement. So data lisod kay imano-mano no og kanang lisod kay imano-mano na to og sukod. So dili na siya ma-accurate. So mao na kani we mention a physical quantity. It is a any number is used to describe a physical phenomenon, which is in terms of height, weight, or asa pa, mass. So we use a number for the measurement aron accurate ang ato pag-measure. So we generally use numbers to describe the result of measurement. When we measure a quantity, we always compare it with some reference standard. So nag-mention man sa tag standard. So dili tanan sana tanang physicists or scientists na sila general nga gigamit or standard nga gigamit, which is mo na gitawag og SI. In 1960, it has been known officially as the International System or SI, the abbreviation for its French name, Système International. So, para general lang atong paggamit, dili ta magkuan kanang iyahay og gamit og laing mga unit. So, mao ni establish sila og for kuan kanang general gyud mao nang sa international system or the SI. So in mechanics, the three fundamental quantities are length, mass, and time. Such as kanang sa statics nga bahin, dynamics, or some application of engineering application. So kanina most common nga atong panggamit, no? And mga measurement, which is ang length, mass, and time. So for the length, we can identify length as the distance between 2 points in space. In the international system of quantities. Length is a quantity with dimension distance. Okay. So for the mass is both property of a physical body and measure of its resistance to acceleration when a net force is applied. Uh, so mass is it is in an effect the resistance that a body matter offers to a change in its speed or position upon the application of a force. So sa force maghuwat ra gyud na kung pila pud ang mass no. The more dako ang kuan, the greater the mass, the greater pud ang force nga i-apply nato, no. So mass is a independent kuan pud no, independent unlike sa kanang weight. Ang weight maghuwat pud na sa dependent pud na siya sa acceleration or uh, gravity due to acceleration. So for example, so sa kuan ah sa weight nato sa earth ug weight nato sa moon is nagi difference no. So mas bugat pa ang pata diri sa kung atong location is nata sa earth unlike sa moon because due to gravity uh gravity acceleration no. So diri sa earth is mas kuan pa man kanang mas grabe ang attraction sa ato ang gravity kaysa ato ta sa moon. So nagid sila difference between nagid sila difference sa weight between sa earth and the moon. This is because weight is a force while mass is a property that along with gravity determines the strength of this force. So time before 1967, the standard of time was defined in terms of the mean solar day. A solar day is the time interval between successive appearances of the sun at the highest point it reaches in the sky each day. So the fundamental unit of a second S was defined as 1 over or either in a day we have 24 hours or 1 over 24, and in 1 hour we have 60 minutes, so 1 over 60, and 60 minutes we have 60 seconds, diba? So 1 over 60 seconds in a total of mean solar day in a total of 3,600 seconds. So the time is based on the rotation of one planet, the Earth. Therefore, this motion does not provide at a time standard that is universal. So nagisgot man ta og kuan kanang international system or SI. So nay two types nga gipanggamit nato ron no, which is ang metric system and English system. So in the metric system, these are unit uh, such as example kanang sa kuan mo ni gipanggamit sa kanang mga mostly karon nga era nato is mao ni atong gipanggamit nga unit. So for the English system, so sa una ang panggamit sa mga kuan mga Americans or other part of the countries. So English system pa nilang gigamit no. So such as sa length, we have inches, feet, and sa kuan metric system we have meters like that, and sa pa kilometers nga na. So sa tagsa nga kuan unit napud na kanang equivalent for each system no, such as kuan 1 centimeter we have exactly 2.5 in 1 inches we have exactly 2.54 centimeter, di ba? So inga na. So units Unit prefixes. Once we have defined the fundamental units, it's easy to introduce larger and smaller units for the same physical quantities. So, for the calculation, nga ma-encounter niya nato pohon for the problem in a higher subject ba and other subject kang related with the kuan engineering. So, lisod kaayo nga ato gyud isuwatan ng kuano kanang tanang decimal or tanang number. So, dapat mag-base ta sa unit prefixes, no? So, para madali ang ato ang calculation sa usa ka problem. So, we have prefixes for powers of 10. So, in each power, we have kuano kanang abbreviation and mga name nila. So, for the 10 times 10 to the power of negative 1, we have DC nga prefix. And it abbreviation by D. And 10 raised to negative 2, we have Cinti, abbreviation by C. 10 raised to negative 3, we have milli for prefix and M for abbreviation niya. So, until dire sa 10 negative 24, so we have prefix nga yukto and the abbreviation for this is Y. So, this is for the kuano kanang negative kuan raise nga power niya. So, we have positive pod. So, kani dako na ni nga number. Unlike kani naa naman sa 0 point like that 0.000 nga na nga decimal. Kani pod is nasa 10 10 0 either number of 2 0 0 0 0 nga na. So, gi pa move on lang mao na nga natay gi-introduce nga kani power or prefixes. So, for the power of 10 raised to 3, we have prefix nga kilo and abbreviation of this is K. So, until for 10 raised to 24, we have iota, abbreviation of Y. So, kana siya. So, unit consistency and conversion. We use equation to express relationship among physical quantities represented by algebraic symbols. So, example, D might represent a distance of 10 meter, T a time of 5 seconds, and V a speed of 2 meters per seconds. Okay? So, an equation must always a dimensional consistence. Two terms may be added or equated only if they have the same unit. So, I have some analogy. So, di man ta kaingon nga di na to ma-add ang 2 apples by the 2 automobiles, di ba? Or some mathematical equation, di na to ma-add ang with different variables, di ba? Such as 2x plus 3y. Unless kung ang y maalis dan og x, di ba? We have 2x plus 3x, so ma-add na siya into 5x, di ba? So, nga na, the same as po diri sa unit nato. So, di ta ka execute og kuan cancellation or madungagan ba ang usa ka unit kung di sila pareha or dili consistent ang unit niya. So, example, if a body moving with constant speed v travels a distance d in a time t, these quantities are related by the equation. So, we know that the velocity is equals to the distance over time, di ba? So, velocity is refers to the how how far how far the distance that he travel of the object per unit of time, di ba? Nga na kuan or rate niya. So, this d is equals to vt we may write into refer ta ni above this kwan kaning mga given nga gihatag. So 10 meter is equals to 2 meter times 5 seconds. So tanan, 'di ba tanang kuan ani is consistent naman ang kuan ang iyahang unit, 'di ba? Meters, meters. Then ang S niya, ang unit ani is universal ra ba? Way na usab, di mausab ang iyahang unit for the seconds. So ma-cancel siya. So mabili na lang is meter na lang. So mo na nga meter ang tubag. So procedure for unit conversions. So there are three words nga dapat nato timan-an, which is ang identify, set up, and execute. So identify, so we must identify the units that are given for the problem. So dapat makaibaw ta kung unsay mga unit niya aron ma-set up pod nato. So for the setup, so dapat tanang kuan tanang given nga unit niya sa atong problem is naka-consistent na, or kintay ang imuhang kuan unit nimo is in terms of kph pod. So dapat naka kilometer per hour na siya kana, or dapat ang tanang unit nimo is mabungkig, or for the kintay sa energy. So sa energy we have joules, no? So naman na siya bungkig sa kanang unit niya, which is newton per meter. So dapat mga bungkig na siya aron execute pod nato tarong. So sa execute is we apply multiplication or cancellation or division for the procedure of unit conversions. So like for example for this, so we have 763 kph, or is equal to 763 kilometer per hour. So tanang kuan ani, tanang unit ani we have kuan kana unit conversion, di ba? So in 1 kilometer we have 1,000 meter. In 1 hour we have 3,600 seconds. So na-set up na ni siya, na-identify na nato ang iyang mga unit. So ato na ma-execute ang tanang unit. So kilometer cancellation, hour, hour. So may bilin lang is meter per second. So this uh, we have this value, which is 211.94 meters per second. So that's all for today, and thank you.